So what I'd like to do now is the same sort of thing that I did in the previous video on the erg, is go through the actual motions and see how they adapt and how they're enhanced, in fact, by being in the tank. So the actual position of the placement, the idea of finding the shelf, and then we're going to go on to the timing, which of course is quite important. On the erg, you have the benefit of being able to place the blade, because there's no water there, perfectly every time. Whereas here, you now have some feedback, a test, to make sure that you're actually finding the water when you think you should be. So finding that shelf there. So if you don't understand the idea of the wall and the shelf, then find it on the previous videos. So to get to that point, what we need to be doing is we need to be rolling forwards, and then at this point here, I'm just letting go of the handles. I'm just releasing the weight of the handles until they float. And that tells me where that shelf is, okay? Now, I'm not going to be doing this when I actually row, but in terms of teaching my body where that height is, I might just as well find out from the tank, the water. These blades are designed to float at the right height. So from this position here, I need to keep them flat, left over right, if the equipment was set up properly, to this point here, come out, and going through the biomechanics there. So finding the water there, finding the shelf, and coming back here. Now, the reason I haven't been specifically talking about finding the wall first is because now that we're in the tank, we can slightly complicate matters. Because the timing of the placement and then the start of the stroke is often referred to by a number of coaches as the catch. And I find it easier to explain what I want rowers to learn and how they can adapt, practice, and improve by breaking the catch into two parts. There's the placement, and then there's a lock-on. Okay? Now the placement happens at the end of the slide there. The lock-on is the beginning of the stroke. So that has implications for the timing. I need to be rolling into the placement. I don't want to be starting the stroke until I'm in the water. So the first movement of the stroke is going to be horizontal. The final movement of the recovery is to find the wall. The first movement of the stroke, the drive phase, is going to be horizontal. And there's a number of good reasons for that, which we'll come on to later.